Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now you be forgiven for thinking that these are specifically created cinematic shots designed to show off the potential of Unreal Engine 5. What you're actually seeing here is footage from a fully playable experience. This is Titanic Demo 401. We've covered a previous version of this before on the channel, but the team at Vintage Digital Revival have been hard at work on their largest release yet, a 50% recreation of the glorious RMS Titanic. This is just a taster of the full 401 project, which is still in development and will include captivating additions such as historical photographs and real-life testimony. Other features will include environmental sound design and VR support, as well as night and sunset settings, plus more. I'm incredibly excited to be following the progress of Project 401 as well as the flagship Honour and Glory, which, by the way, is being worked on by a different team at Vintage Digital Revival and aims to recreate 100% of the Titanic in unprecedented detail. I'll leave a link to this, Demo 401 version 2.0, down below. It comes in at just under 40 gigabytes and in my opinion it's worth every last bit of space as far as I'm concerned. I would definitely recommend checking out the team's Patreon though, to which I'll also leave a link down below. Right now, I want to explore more of this demo with you and talk about the performance, because you're probably wondering if an experience like this comes at a price as far as your frame rates are concerned. The system requirements don't go into much detail, but what I found a little bit amusing, maybe poetic in a way, was the note about the first class area requiring extra power. Just like how first class aboard the Titanic was more luxurious and exclusive, exploring first class comes at a higher price within this interactive experience too. Jokes aside, and in actual fact, I've found performance to be much improved since we last explored the earlier version. This was the case across all areas. With my i5-12400F and RTX 3050 as well as 16 gigs of DDR4, we hovered around 60 frames per second and exceeded this figure a lot of the time too. There will be some noticeable screen tearing with VSync disabled, so I'd actually recommend enabling it. I'm also exploring Demo 401 at the highest cinematic settings, so we could definitely drop things down a little bit or enable DLSS, which is included as an upscaling feature. This is of course more about the experience though, so high frame rates aren't in any way necessary here. Whether we're exploring the boiler room, third, second, first class or the officer only areas, the frame rate will remain steady and so will the frame times. Stutter was a little bit of an issue in the past, and as I said, this doesn't detract from the overall experience, but it's always nice, regardless of what you're running, when performance improvements are made. In all honesty, I had forgotten all about performance after about 5 seconds of exploring, because this is truly a work of art and passion, and one that should be appreciated for just that. I could be running it at 20 frames per second for all I care. I actually showed my mum this part and she didn't believe that it was a playable experience until I moved the mouse and started walking around. I'd highly recommend downloading this demo for yourselves and trying it out, especially if you enjoy passion projects that are not only historically accurate but very pleasant on the eye. This video definitely hasn't been of the usual variety, but I was invited to try this out early and I just had to share it with all of you today. This is now available for everyone to download, so you can download the exact version I'm playing here, which is what I took the footage from in the end. Thank you to the team behind this project, and thanks to all of you for watching. I was thinking about making a really long video on this, exploring every little detail, but I think that's best experienced yourselves. Furthermore, if you've seen my previous or anyone else's videos, or have tried previous versions of this demo and couldn't run it very well, I'd suggest giving it another go, because version 2.0 seems to perform a lot better. As I said before, this hasn't been the usual style of video here on the channel, but every so often something comes along that I feel just deserves a little bit of a mention all on its own. It's always nice to try and push my personal PC a little bit too, to see how it holds up in modern releases and technical showcases. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like down below, leave a dislike if you didn't. If you've tried this out for yourselves, let me know how it performs on your system, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and you want to, of course, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next video.